From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, Delawareans are sending a strong message to public health officials. Do not reinstitute the mask mandate for schools. This comes after Philadelphia did just that last week. One suspect was arrested and police are searching for a second, wanted in connection with the theft and sale of a stolen trailer in Laurel. And we hear about an exciting event to benefit veterans this weekend that is sure to excite horse lovers across Delmarva. These stories and more on the way, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Good Tuesday, Delmarva. We had a pretty hefty of a nor'easter that moved through the area last night, bringing us some pretty heavy rainfall and some very strong winds. And today still feels like a little bit like winter out there just because there's that real big chill with those westerly winds and all the cloud cover that we've seen today. Taking a live look outside of North Ocean City, Maryland, we're still dealing with some pretty breezy conditions this afternoon. We've been dealing with a lot of cloud cover, but the sun has been trying to peek out here and there, and that will continue throughout much of the rest of this afternoon. But improving conditions is on the way to finish out this week. Currently, it's 51 degrees in North Ocean City. Take a look at some satellite and radar. You can see that constant stream of clouds from west to east on the backside of this coastal storm that is now well into New England. We may still be seeing a couple of isolated showers here and there, but they're going to be relatively quick hitting. But the good news is we should see a decrease in those clouds as the sun sets tonight, and we're going to be looking forward to some much warmer temperatures to finish out this week. Now, a nor'easter last night was a bit of an overachiever, not only for the rainfall department, but as well as for the very strong winds late last night. Here's some of the reported wind gusts over the last 24 hours, and the big winner right along the coast in Lewis, Delaware, gusting to 64 miles per hour last night, followed by Dewey Beach, Delaware at 55. Followed by Kent Narrow Bridge at 44, Indian River Bay at 43 miles per hour, Bethany Beach gusted to 42, and Rehoboth Beach gusted to 40 miles per hour. Now, we've seen constant wind gusts through a period of anywhere between 8 and 1 a.m. last night, but we also seen some decent amount of rainfall too in the last 24 hours. The big winner, Brookside, Delaware with 2.38, followed by Greenville, Delaware at 2.35. Then Hockessin seen just a little bit over 2 inches. Same ordeal with Frederica at 2.15. Newark, Delaware just over 2.06, followed by Dover, Delaware at 1.92, and Slaughter Beach seeing 1.83 inches of rain last night. Let's have a look at those temperatures elsewhere on Delmarva at this hour. Most locations are seeing temperatures 10 to even 15 degrees below average for this time of year. Only a chilly 50 degrees here in Georgetown, 49 for Salisbury, 50 for Pocomoke City, 51 for Easton, 50 for Centerville and Dover, and 49 degrees up north in Wilmington and Newark at this hour. Now, we're still looking at some fairly breezy conditions out there, even though our wind advisory is long gone as of now. Currently sustained on average 15 to 20 miles an hour from the west, but we are seeing some wind gusts that are well over 30 miles per hour. Currently gusting to 29 here in Georgetown, 26 for Salisbury, 27 in Ocean City, 27 as well for Easton. Gusting to 35 right now in Centerville, and even in the upper 30s in Bel Air and Baltimore at 38 and 37 miles per hour. Now, we will see a decrease in clouds tonight and a fairly chilly night in store too, but the good news is we are going to be looking at some much warmer conditions to finish out this week, and much calmer conditions at that. But I'll have all the details regarding that in just a little bit.
Delawareans are sending a strong message to public health officials. Do not reinstitute the mask mandate for schools. Hundreds of calls were made to the Delaware Division of Public Health Monday following buzz online that officials were weighing yet another mask mandate for schools after Philadelphia re-mandated masks just last week as COVID case counts continue to rise in that city. On Monday, the entire GOP caucus in the Senate sent a unified certified letter to the Division of Public Health urging Delaware not to follow suit. Quote, "We believe strongly that our small businesses, schools, and overall societal health have greatly improved in the time that our mandates and state of emergencies have not been in effect. Our state school children have experienced great improvements to their mental health and academics in the month or so since the school mask mandate was lifted." That letter was signed by all GOP senators. We did get a chance to speak to Kim Petters, a Republican vying for Delaware's 16th senatorial district, who really led the charge and pressured the state over the course of the pandemic to lift the mask mandate for schools. She had a strong message for Division of Public Health Director Dr. Carol Rattay.
When I first found out that Philadelphia was reinstating their mask mandate, I immediately got nervous because, as history shows in Delaware, our leadership, our state leadership, tends to follow and not lead. And so that was a concern of mine. And once I heard rumblings that Dr. Rattay was possibly considering this and that it was even a discussion, I knew then that we had to let the people know. It's the people who made the phone calls yesterday. I understand the Department of Public Health received well over 100 phone calls yesterday afternoon from concerned parents saying, no, we do not want a mandatory masking for our children. Parents prefer to have the choice. They prefer to make medical choices and decisions for their own children. Delaware, unfortunately, was one of the last states in the entire nation to remove the mandatory mask mandate. We're not trying to go backwards. Parents refuse to see this happen. And I will say it was nice to finally see our senators stepping up. Unfortunately, we did not see enough of that. And in fact, that's one of the reasons I felt compelled to run. We don't have enough leadership standing up for the citizens, standing up for the community, and making sure that these choices remain in the hands of parents.
While there's been a slight uptick in cases here in Delaware, public health officials have not formally announced any plans as of this time to re-mandate the use of masks. One suspect was arrested and police are searching for another, wanted in connection with the theft and sale of a stolen trailer in Laurel. According to Delaware State Police, on March 28th, troopers responded to the Accurate Pest Control business on Sussex Highway in Laurel for reports that a vehicle trailer had been stolen. The investigation revealed that two suspects had stolen a shore-track trailer on March 26th. The stolen trailer was later located on March 28th in Seaford after the suspects sold it to a third party. According to police, through investigative measures, police say it was determined that the two suspects were identified as 29-year-old Jared Mears and 39-year-old Chad Mitchell, both of Laurel. Mears was apprehended by Georgetown police on April 15th after officers say he tried to flee on foot. He was arraigned and released on just over $6,000 unsecured bond. Mitchell is yet to be located and has an active warrant out for his arrest on the same charges. Anyone with any information as to his whereabouts is urged to contact police. Meanwhile, a Lincoln man is behind bars after police say he stole a car and then led him on a chase through Rehoboth. According to Delaware State Police, the incident occurred around 5:10 p.m. Saturday as troopers responded to the 20,000th block of Coastal Highway in Rehoboth for a theft in progress. A white male suspect was spotted going through vehicles on the property and was confronted by a witness. The suspect then fled towards Loft Apartments just across the highway and located a 2006 Infiniti M35 running in the rear of the apartment complex. Police say the suspect then entered the vehicle belonging to a 21-year-old male victim. As the first trooper arrived on scene, he reportedly witnessed the victim being dragged on the side of the road as he was attempting to open the driver's side door to stop the suspect from driving away with his car. The trooper activated his emergency lights and sirens and tried to stop the suspect, but he fled in the stolen vehicle. That's when a pursuit ensued onto westbound Lewis-Georgetown Highway, where the suspect allegedly tried to strike a trooper who was in the process of deploying stop sticks. The pursuit continued in the area of Route 30 and Reynolds Pond Road, where a trooper troopers successfully deployed those stop sticks to disable the stolen car. The suspect, later identified as 43-year-old William Tapman, was taken into custody without further incident. He was arraigned and committed to the Sussex Correctional Institution on more than $146,000 cash bond. Further north, just upstate, Delaware State Police are investigating a tow truck robbery in Wilmington. Around 7 p.m., troopers on patrol in the area BP gas station on Philadelphia Pike spotted a large number of ATVs and dirt bikes driving erratically and creating hazardous conditions on the highway. As troopers responded to the gas station, the drivers of the ATVs and dirt bikes tried to flee the scene. Now, one ATV was abandoned in the parking lot, and it was towed from the scene by Hollyoak Tow Truck Company. The tow truck was transporting that ATV to its tow yard when the driver was confronted by two suspects on Caulfield Parkway east of Philadelphia Pike. Numerous ATVs and dirt bikes surrounded the tow truck, so the driver could not leave the scene. They were eventually able to remove the ATV from the bed of the tow truck, and that's when they fled the area. Neither the tow truck driver nor a passenger inside that tow truck was harmed. Both suspects have been described as black males, approximately 20 to 30 years of age. Anyone with any information is urged to contact police. Coming up, an exciting event to benefit veterans takes place this weekend in Dover that is sure to excite horse lovers here on Delmarva. We talk to the organizer straight ahead. Don't go away. Well, an exciting event to benefit veterans takes place this weekend in Dover that is sure to excite horse lovers here on Delmarva. Compassionate Hearts nonprofit will hold their Reigns of Honor event this Saturday, 11 a.m. at Wilson Lodge in Dover, as we hear from the event's organizer and military program director, Elena Wise.
We'll be kicking the day off with the national anthem. We'll have a few of our horses out there with us, presenting our nation's colors as well as the branches of the military. And then we'll have a delicious catered lunch as well as live music.
And this event, it goes towards benefiting our veterans. Why don't you tell everybody about who this benefits?
All the proceeds from this Saturday go directly to providing services that we provide, equine assisted psychotherapy, to active duty militaries, veterans, and their families.
And can we kind of talk a little bit about what that is, that equine therapy? How does that help?
Equine assisted psychotherapy is an alternative form of therapy. So rather than sit in an office with somebody staring at you, we take the clients out in the field with the horses. So we're a co-facilitated team. We have a licensed mental health professional, certified equine professional, and of course our horses. It is a non-judgmental, very non-threatening area. We're out in nature. It's very experiential and it's a very metaphorical model.
Now, you can get more details about the event on the organization's Facebook page, Compassionate Hearts. Be sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon on our Facebook page, TV Delmarva, at 12:15 p.m. as we go live to give away 2 pairs of tickets to the event. Well, it's looking like we're in store for mostly clear skies and breezy conditions tonight as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
We will continue to see the cooler and breezy conditions as we head into the overnight hours tonight, but the good news is we will see a decrease in those clouds as well. We are looking to rebound quite nicely for Wednesday with plenty of sunshine and somewhat warmer conditions. With an area of high pressure beginning to settle in towards the weekend, we will bring those temperatures back above average with plenty of sunshine as well. Now, just how warm are we looking to get? I'll let you know when we come back here on TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. All right, Delmarva, let's get right into the pinpoint forecast for the overnight hours into the day on Wednesday. At least the good news is going into the overnight hours tonight, we are going to be looking at a decrease in those clouds, and we're going to be looking at some mostly clear skies overall. But we're expecting a fairly chilly night in store too. Temperatures during the overnight hours, 36 to 42 degrees across the region. It is going to be a little bit breezy at times still from the west, between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast, rest of the overnight hours into the day on Wednesday. This is 8 o'clock this evening. We're starting to see a decrease in those clouds, still lingering around on some high thin cirrus and maybe even a few cumulus clouds, but temperatures are already cooling off quite a bit down into the lower 40s. By 2 o'clock in the morning, we're still looking at a few straggling clouds here and there, but generally it's going to be a fairly clear night in store, and that's going to allow temperatures to be dropping down into the 30s, which is fairly cool for this time of year, unfortunately. But waking up tomorrow morning, we're still going to be looking at some fairly cool conditions in the lower 40s across the areas of Delmarva, and actually be looking at plenty of sunshine too. We're going to be looking at a fairly sunny day going into Wednesday, and warmer temperatures too. Even by the early afternoon hours, we're going to be well into the 50s, and some areas could be getting to near 60 degrees. We're still got plenty of sunshine in the area with an area of high pressure in place, and even by the evening hours, we're starting to see a little bit of some clouds beginning to develop from the south. Temperatures still fairly chilly in the upper 40s, but by 2 o'clock in the morning going into Thursday, we got partly cloudy skies returning to the region with still some fairly cool temperatures overall in the lower 40s. Take a look at the Wednesday forecast overall though. We got mostly sunny skies, a little bit warmer than it has been over the last couple of days, but the good news is the winds will be calming down with their afternoon highs at 58 to even 62 degrees in some spots. Overall, a fantastic day with some light winds from the northwest between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at the allergy index for your Wednesday. Once again, we're still going to be dealing with some fairly high allergen index. 10.7 out of 12, still dealing with that pesky tree pollen that we have been seeing over the last couple of weeks, with your main allergens being maple, juniper, and poplar going into Wednesday. Now we're going to switch gears and take a look at the marine forecast, beginning with the Atlantic on Wednesday. We got mostly sunny skies, 54 degrees, winds from the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour with seas of 2 to 4 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got mostly sunny skies, 58 degrees, winds from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and you can expect seas of less than 1 foot. And then the Chesapeake Bay, we got mostly sunny skies, 60 degrees, winds from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and you can expect seas around 1 foot on the Chesapeake Bay. Now, going into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we are going to be looking at an increase in those clouds just a little bit, partly cloudy skies, and a fairly comfortable night ahead as well, with the overnight lows 40 to 45 degrees across the region. The winds are going to calm down even more and switch directions from the south, and only at about 5 miles per hour. Now, I wanted to show you the drought monitor as of recently, even though we've been seeing a lot of days of constant showers. We had our nor'easter last night. Still, out of surprise, most areas in the mid-Atlantic are abnormally dry for this time of year. Areas from Georgetown on southward, including the northern portions of Delmarva and Newcastle and Cecil County, stretching all the way back towards the Appalachian Mountains, and that yellowish color that's for abnormally dry conditions, and even some areas of some moderate drought over closer towards Baltimore and just south of Colonial Beach. Just the thing that we've been seeing a lot of rain as of recently. We're still catching up for somewhat of an abnormally dry spring ahead. And continuing with that extended forecast, we're going to be looking at still dry conditions to finish out this week, and as well as an increase in those temperatures too. We're going to be warming things up by the end of the week, Friday into the lower 70s with partly sunny skies. A nice weekend's in store too, still looking at fairly warm conditions, upper 60s, lower 70s with partly sunny skies. And then a preview into next week, that's when we're going to start seeing the warmest temperatures over the next week or two, warming back up into the upper 70s by Tuesday, but we will be introducing some scattered rain chances during those afternoon hours.
Coming up, masks are now a thing of the past when it comes to flying. More details straight ahead. Keep it here. Following the ruling of a U.S. District Court judge on Monday, the Biden administration has announced that the TSA will no longer enforce the federal mandate requiring masks in all U.S. airports and on flights. Effective immediately, masks are now optional for all airport employees, crew members, and customers inside U.S. airports and on board all aircrafts domestically as well as on most international flights. Airlines have already begun relaxing relaxing mask requirements. And get this, there were even reports of mid-air announcements from some airlines yesterday where passengers and crews removed their masks following the court's decision.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson we will be talking about modest clouds. Now, modest clouds are pouch-like cloud structures, and they're also a rare example of clouds that form in sinking air rather than most clouds that form from rising air. Although modest clouds are most frequently formed underside of cumulonimbus clouds, they can also develop underneath cirrocumulus, altostratus, altocumulus, or even stratocumulus clouds. For a modest to form, the sinking air must be cooler than the air around it and must have a high liquid water or ice content. They derive their name from their appearance, like bag-like sacs that hang underneath the cloud that resemble similar to cow's udders. Despite popular misconception, modest clouds are not a sign that a tornado is about to form. While associated with thunderstorms, modest clouds are not necessarily an indicator of severe weather. Modest result from the sinking of moist air into drier air. There are also an essence of upside-down clouds, hence the reverse formation of them, and the sharp boundary of modest clouds is much more like a sharp boundary of rising cumulonimbus clouds before an anvil has formed above. Now until May 2nd, you have the chance to win one of these life-saving devices. Go to our website, tvdelmarva.com, and on the home page you will find a list of rules and contest details of how to enter for this giveaway. Fill out a short form, and 3 of you could have the chance to win one of these Midland WR120B NOAA weather radios from us here at TV Delmarva. We'd like to thank our sponsors Midland USA and Wall Service Center for this opportunity to help promote awareness of severe weather in our community.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News.